Okay, kind of noisy, quick video walk around of the LNG Pumpskid, which is running right now. As you can see, we've hooked it up and we're pumping fuel, transloading fuel. We aren't hooked up to the actual offload. We didn't have the fitting for that, but we are transloading off the vapor return line. I'll show you the control panel, the methane detector. You have an emergency shut-off, so were I needing to shut off the pump as it's running right now, you slam that emergency shut-off and power is shut down to the whole system and everything stops. It's equipped with the following buttons: the start pump, stop pump if I wanted to stop it because the tank is full. I would simply stop the pump. Pump ready, light is on. That came on once the pump became cold enough. There are 3 settings that are required for the pump to begin pumping. The first one is the temperature. So you'll hook the supply line in to that connection. You'll begin flowing liquid through the pump and return the vapor through that line and circulate vapor/liquid until the pump is cold enough. Once the pump reaches the right temperature, it will recognize the temperature and turn on the pump ready light. You'll have a connection here which will go to whatever tank you're wanting to fill. Once the pump is ready, you would turn this valve off and open this valve and turn the pump on by hitting the start pump button. That would stop the flow this way and begin the flow into the receiving pump. The pump would continue to pump until it detected methane, which would stop everything altogether, or it detected a differential pressure drop and it started cavitating, which would also stop the pump to protect the pump from damage. It's equipped with a nitrogen flow, which is provided by the customer, so it keeps oxygen out of the supply lines. This button we have coming, this is a manual override, which we'll describe later in the video. This is simply the power for the pump. Toolbox for extra hoses and fittings, and that will be the power line to connect to 3-phase 480. I'm actually going to stop the pump now because we're getting close to filling our tank. You can hear the pump shut down, and at that point we would go through and begin our disconnect. In this case, we would disconnect here from the receiving tank. In our case, we were actually pumping out of that because of the fittings we had. Step back, take some pictures. We'll get a wiring diagram and take some better pictures. Walk to the other side. Here you have your discharge pressure, suction pressure. This is a differential pressure sensor which feeds into the control panel on the other side. Here's your pump. These are the sensors that feeds into it. The seal leak, which is measuring for a leak in the seal, which is also connected in there and would shut the pump down if it sensed a leak in that major seal. This is the sensor that's measuring the temperature of the pump. If you had a bearing problem and the pump were heating up, to protect the pump, it would send a signal in and stop the pump because it detected an overheating event. And this is the temperature probe that is measuring the temperature of the pump, that will not turn that green light on to start the pump until it reaches a set point. So those are your controls. We'll have it in the manual. And that was our test, which everything worked well.